Hello, everyone. I know there's no one here probably, but for the people watching preemptively. Just sending out links and stuff. We'll be starting the stream with a puzzle by grkles and an 11-year-old Sudoku setter, which is kind of crazy. Hello, grkles. Nice to see you here. All right, well, let's just get started because good as time as any. All right. So, I haven't looked at this at all before. So we have quadruples and 159, as I'm sure you've noticed from the... Oh, 12-year-old, sorry, 12-year-old, 12-year-old. My bad. I just thought 11 because 1 1 1 1 1 1 1. But 1 1 1 1 1 5 5 5 5 5 9 9 9 9 is the puzzle we're doing today. And it's by grkles and Gabby K9, and it uses quadruples, which means that in these 4 cells around this 2 3 4 clue, there must appear the digits 2 3 and 4. Around this 1 1 4 clue, you must have the digits 1 and 4 in one of these cells. You could have 2 1s, that would be fine, but you need at least 1. So if I put 5 6 7 and 8, that wouldn't work because there's not at least 1 1 and 1 4. So if I did that, you would still have to put a 4. Okay, so, and then the 159 is a little bit more confusing. So it says there's 4 of each digit because of the quads. Of each digit. There's 4 of each digit. I'm not sure I understand what that means, but I'll try to maybe I think I'm just reading it weirdly. But anyways, the 159 says each digit in column 1 indicates the position of the 1 in that same row. For instance, in row 3, column 1, if that's a 2, oh, the title, okay, gotcha. Right, 4 of each, right, 4 of each, duh, quad. So, if column 1 row 3 is a 2, then in this row, in the second position, we need to have a 1. If we put a 5 there, then this would need to be a 1. If we put an 8 there, then this would need to be a 1, because that's the 8th column in this row. And similarly, for any position in this column, that happens. So if I put a 3 here, there'd be a 1 here. And similarly, for column 5 and column 9, the same thing works. So if I put a 4 here, then I have to put a 5 here because that's the 4th column in this row. And same thing for the 9. Now, the trick with 159 is that in these 3 boxes, the trick is to ask how many 1s are in these 3 boxes. Well, there's 3 1s in the boxes, 1 for each box. So in these cells, there can only be 1 1, 1 9, and 1 5. In this box, there can only be 1 1, 1 5, and 1 9. Same thing for this box. So that means that one of these cells in this set of 3 indexes the 1 in box 1, one of them will index the 1 in box 2, and one of them will index the 1 in box 3. So one of these digits will be from 1 through 3, which will be for box 1. One of them will be 4 5 6 for box 2, and one of them will be 789 for box 3. And the same thing is true of any triple in a box for any of these columns, column 1, 5, or 9. Now they don't have to be in that order necessarily, because I could put a 1 here, here. Hello, virtual. Nice to see you. I don't think I've seen you on the stream before, but I know you, of course. I know everyone who comes in here, at least at this point. Okay, so that is the rules and also the explanation of the trick. So let's get to work then. So the main thing I noticed right away is that we have some quadruples here that are completely full, just like that puzzle we did from Philip Newman the other day. So I'm just going to fill those in, because why not? How does the audio sound, by the way? Because there is someone out there mowing their lawn despite me living in a place where no one is mowing their lawn. Hello, Math Pesto. Nice to see you again. I've also noticed that there's, so the other trick, the trick with, well, actually we can use the 159 trick right here, because these two digits are, one of them is going to be from 1, 2, and one of them is going to be from 8, 9, because one of them will index the 1 in this box, and one of them will index the 1 in this box. So then this digit has to index the 1 in this box, so that has to be 4, 5, and 6, but these two cells cannot be 1 because those are 5, 6, 7, 8. So these cannot be 5 or 6 because that would mean that one of these is a 1, so that must be a 4, which means this is a 1. And also in this box, oh no, I was going to say in this box, we know the 1 is in column 8 and 9 because that's the high digit here, but we already know it's not in column 7 because it isn't. The audio sounds great. Okay, perfect. We know that this is not the low digit because the 1 is in here. So, oh, and this is not the medium digit because this can't be a 1 and these can't be 1s. So in fact, this is the high digit of this high-low midity. So this is 7, 8, or 9. And the 1 is in one of these 3 cells. And it's not 9 because there's a 9 up down here. So this is 7 or 8. Which means that in this quadruple, one of these two will be the 7, 8 that's here. Don't know how to use that yet, but... So I was saying before that usually the trick with quadruples is to look at where the digits sort of line up. So these 2's, for example, are aligning in row 4 and row 5. I almost said row 1 and row 2. Row 4 and row 5. So there's only 2 2's in these 2 rows. So the 2 in row 6 must be in one of these cells, but cannot be in those 2 cells because there is a 2 in here already. So the 2 in row 6 must be over here, which means there's no 2 over here, which means there is a 2 in that part, which means there's no 2 here. There's definitely no 2 here because of this, but you can also think about it as these are aligning, so there's no 2 in here, which means there is a 2 in one of these 2. Now this could still be a 2 because there's a 2 in this quadruple, and this could still be a 2 because there could be a 2 up there. So I'm not sure we get anything from that yet. We know that the 5 in both of these rows is in these 4 cells because these are 5, 6, 7, and 8. Actually, we know that this is not a 1 because of this 7, 8. So the 5 is in here, and that's a little bit interesting with the 5 here. Is that interesting? I don't think it's as interesting as maybe I would like it to be. I mean, like I can... Oh, let's do some easy things first. So in here, there's going to be a 5 in here, right? I'm not going to pencil mark that because I don't want to pencil mark that everywhere. But there's going to be a 5 in here. So there's no 5 in here. But there's also no 5 in here. So the 5 in column 1 is at the top, which means that the 1 in the 5th column is going to be at the top as well, which means that these two 1 pencil marks place a 1 down here. This is also affected. These pencil marks say that there's no 1 in here, so there must be a 1 over here. So there's no 1 there, and that's a 1. And that's an 8. That's a beautiful little chain of logic. Hello, Pause. Nice to see you in the stream. I think I saw you once before, but only for a second. So nice to see you in the stream. I hope I see more of you. So, and with Virtual as well. I hope I see more of you. Always love to see new people. All right, so this 8 tells us that there's no 8 in here, which means there is an 8 in here. In fact, there has to be a 9 in here because there's going to be a high digit in these 3 cells. A 7, 8, or 9, that is. And the 9 in here says that the 1 over here is over here, which we kind of knew from this and this already. There's a lot of logic in 159 that is sort of self-consistent logic, stuff that you confirm the... I guess 159 is like sort of like an echo chamber. You're confirming what you already believe to be true a lot of the time. If there's a 9 over here, there's not a 9 over here, so we can get rid of that. Can we pull a similar trick with 1 and 2? Well, we can pull a similar trick with 3. 3 is in here, and again, I'm not going to pencil mark that, but 3 is in here, and 3 is not in here. So that means 3 is down here, which means that 1 is here. Which means that 1 is in these cells, which we already know. Oh, wait. I didn't notice this, but this one also has a 1 in it, which means that the 1 in this box must be in these 4 cells, but we also know that the 1 in this box is in these 2 cells. So the 1 can't be there. The 1 must be right there, which means that this is a 7. I don't know why I didn't... Let's just go through and pencil mark, because this is these 2 are in the 6th column, so this is actually a 3, 6. I guess we already knew 6 was down here because 4 and 5 are already taken. This is going to be 5, 1, or 2. Oh, but it's not going to be 2 because there's 2 in here. So this is 5 and 1. I guess that's from the 3 we got down here. That's very nice. That's also a very nice deduction. So now there's a 2 in here, which puts a 1 over here, and there's definitely no 2 in there. These are pairs, so I'm going to get rid of the pencil marks, and we'll reassess. So we have this situation. But the fact that, no, the 1s over here don't help us with the 5s over here, of course. We know that those aren't low digits, but we don't know what medium or high digits they are. In fact, let's look at the low digits in this column, because we know that the 1 is up here, so the 2 is not going to be up here, because that would put 2 5s in this box. The 2 is also not in here because of this 2 pencil mark. So the 2 in this column must go down here. That means that the 3, which is not going to go with the 1 or the 2, again, putting a 5 in this box, or 2 5s in this box, or 2 5s in this box. So the 3 must go in here, which means there's no 3 in here, which means there is a 3 over here. The 3 over here says that there's a 5 in here and a 5 in here from there. Now... I was hoping now would give me more thoughts, but I have not had a thought yet. So let's think about more 5s, maybe. Can we do more with 5s? Or maybe the trick is now 9. Is the trick now 9? 9 feels... Oh, yeah, not... I almost got tricked. So I was looking at this, thinking, oh, there's 3 in here, so there's no 3 in here. Oh, actually, wait. We can get rid of 2 here because there's already a 1 in here. So there's definitely a 2 in one of these 2 cells. Doesn't really do anything. we can actually see that there's a 2 up here. This pencil mark is cross box. I'm going to get rid of that. We know that I'm going to highlight these two. There's a 2 in one of these two cells. So there's no 2 over here. Okay, I don't know anything. I don't know anything. So, The 5 is definitely in one of these 3 cells. Does that tell us anything? I'm actually wondering about the 9 in column 6. I wonder if we can do something with that, because it's definitely not in those cells. Which means that the 6 in column 9 is in one of those cells. Okay, maybe we should do some easy Sudoku things. So there's 8s here, so there's an 8 up here. If we could lock a digit in here, that would be very helpful. What parts of this did you set, and what parts did Gabby set? I'm wondering, grkles, if you can give me some insight on the process. So let's just pencil mark these are 5, 3, 7, and 6. It's a bit interesting with this, because now we know 9 is over here, if we think about it. And we also know that 9 can't be here, because that would put an 8 here, and there's already an 8 in the row. We also know that 3 in these 2 rows are aligning. So there's no 3 up there, so there is a 3 down here. There's definitely a 5 in these cells, because either this one is putting a 5 over here, which will put a 5 in here, or this one will put a 5 in one of these 2 cells. So there's always a 5 in one of these 4 cells. Nice. What kind of puzzles? We alternated placing quads? Interesting. Did you add digits to the quads? Like, was this just 1 before, or was it always a 1, 4? Okay. Let's do more simple Sudoku, and hopefully that will give us the key to success. So one of these is going to be a 6, 7, so that 6, 7 will be down here. Is it possible? Yeah, of course it's possible. No, wait. I was going to say, is it possible that this is 6, 7, and this is 5, 8? But I think that's almost likely. Well, this is 7 or 9. That's something. That's definitely something. Wait a second. This is better. So there's definitely a 5 in here, right? We just said that. But we didn't look at the sort of counterpoint that if there's a 5 in these 2 cells, then this 5 gets shifted over. And if there's not a 5 in here, then the 5 is in here, which means that there's always a 5 in these cells, which is somehow more interesting than this, but I'm going to pencil mark both because one has been very helpful now, and the other one might be helpful later. So since there's a 5 over here, and there's a 5 in here, that means that the 5 in this column isn't in these 6 cells. So it must be over here, and it definitely can't be there because that can't be a 9. So this is actually a 2-9 pair. Very cute. Hey Rom, nice to see you. Thanks, I really appreciate that. Hopefully you can stay longer another time. I'll probably schedule the stream in advance in future days. Hopefully I will actually schedule it in advance instead of putting it off and then scheduling it much later. But I can actually see this is also a 7-9 because these 9s are aligning. There's a 9 in one of these 4 cells and a 9 here. So where does the 9 go in this row? Not in those 6 cells, so it goes over here, and it's not there. So this is a 7-9, that's a 7-9. So then the 9 in this box, where does it, or in 9, the 9 in this column, where does it go? Well, it's not in those cells because it's already in these two pairs, and it's definitely not there because it's in this quad. So that means that there's an 8 in here. Oh, this is really weird. Could this not have a 6 in it? If this didn't have a 6 in it, it would be 3, 7, which means that this would not be 7, so there'd be a 7 in here. But then these two cells would both be 9, because they would both see a 7. That is very weird. So this is a 3, 6. How odd. So there is a 6 down here. And there's a 5, 7 here. Which means there's a 7 in these cells. There's a 7 in here. Oh, this is the easier way to see this. There's a 7 in here, which aligns with the 7 in here. I wasn't seeing it because it's cross-box, but it's the same question we've been asking forever. There's 2 7s in these 2 rows, which means that in these cells, there can be no 7s, which eliminates the 7 from there, which is much easier to see. But now there's also no 7 there. There's also no 7 here, so there's a 5, 7 pair here. And this is a 1, 9 pair, which means that this is a 5, 3, and there's a 3 in here. So that's a 3, that's a 5. Oh, hey, Sam, or the Kagisho. I need to really focus to say your name for some reason. I don't know why, because I didn't have to focus before to say your name, but I really do have to focus now. I have no idea why. So we can fill in all these digits just because of indexing. And that one. We got a lot of digits there. What else can we do? We can say that this is a 2, 4 pair. And that these cells are, oh, this is definitely a 3 because there's 3s looking at it into this box, eliminating all these positions. So then these cells, oh wait, there's 2 5s here, meaning that this is a 5, 6 pair, meaning that there's no 5 in here, which means that there is a 5 in here, which means that there's no 5 in here, which means that there is a 5 in here, which means that there's not a 6 in here, and this is a 2, 5, this is a 3. Cog, interesting. I had never considered that. Also, this 7 looks in here saying that this is a 7, which means that this is a 7, 9 pair, also by the row. This 7, 8 looks like this one says this is a 9, this is a 7, this is a 9. That's not going to be a 9 and is in fact a 2, 5 pair if I wasn't blind. Okay, so down here we need 2s, 4s, 8s, and, oh well, in here we probably need 4 and 8. So then this will be a 2, 6 pair. So then over here we'll have a 4, 8 pair again. Nice, okay. So then, oh, this 5 says that this is a 6 and this is a 5. Oh, there's a 5 in here, so index it. This is a 3, 6. There's a lot of 3, 6s for some reason. We're getting a lot of repeated pairs. Well, not that many repeated pairs. We're getting a lot of even pairs. 2 4s, 4 8s, 2 6s sort of thing. And then we're getting a lot of 3 6s and 2 5s for some reason. which probably means that these are looking down and resolving these. Yes, they are. So that 2 looks back up, sees that this is a 2 and a 5. That means that this is a 5-9 pair, which are both in the 8th column, which means that there's an 8 in here, indexing the 5, which means that this is a 7 and this is an 8, which means that this is a 4 and this is an 8. This 4 looks at this quadruple, placing a 4 here. This is very, very smooth. I love this puzzle, actually. This is probably one of my favorite, more easier 159 puzzles that I've done. So what is in here as well? Well, it's going to be a medium digit. It's going to be a 4. So that's not a 4, so that is a 1. Which means that this is a 4-8 pair. There's definitely a 5 in here. Where does the 4 go in this quadruple? Well, it doesn't go there. It doesn't go here, so it's in one of these two. What is this? This is a 4-9. Which means that this is a 4-1. Interesting. Okay, so this is a 4-9. This is a 1-4. So up here we need 8, 6, and 2. Interesting. I don't see how any of that is resolved. So this better do something. This is a 8 and a 7. Huh. So it's probably going to be this quad. I can't see a single other thing that it, oh wait, this one sees that, and also the 8, the 7, 8 that I just pencil marked. This one is given by the column, it's a 3, I think? Yes, it is a 3. Which means that 3 is over here. Not really a big surprise. There's 3, 9, and 7 in here. 7, not 6. This digit should be given. It is a 7, right? Okay. So that places 7 in this box, which means this is not a 6 because it can't index the 9 here. So this is a 2, which means that's a 9. That's not a 2, which means we have a 2-5 pair here, which gives this digit. That is a 6. This 1 says that that's a 5 and that's a 1. Which doesn't resolve these 5s. But this digit is an 8. There's no 2 in here. This is very tight, like very tightly set. I'm very surprised how amazing this is. Like how it hasn't just collapsed in on itself unless I'm missing something very obvious. I don't think I'm missing something very obvious in terms of like collapsing on itself. I know I'm pretty sure these quadruples are gonna disambiguate it, but the fact that it hasn't just like these pairs haven't just collapsed is honestly amazing. So there's only one place to put a 7 in this quadruple, right there. So that's a 7, that's an 8. Did you have to make many revisions to this, or just was this just set in one go? If it's just one go, you either got incredibly lucky or you're incredibly smart. Both of you. This is a 6 because it needs to index the 5. That's a 3 because it needs to index the 5. That's a funny little deadly pattern that's resolved by the indexing. Okay, so now we need a 2 and a 4 up here. So this is a 4, this is a 2. That's a 5. 5 and 9. This is going to be 4 and 8. 8 and 6. That's going to be a 3. That's going to be a 9. 3, and this is a 2-6 pair, which I'm sure is resolved. It's not, but we can resolve it by doing this. That's a 6. That's a 3. That's a 6, that's a 2. 2 and 4. Woohoo! That was a half hour. It felt like much less time. And I did spend quite a bit of time just talking about how much I liked the puzzle, so. We made no revisions whatsoever. It worked perfectly the first time, and we were amazed. That's good. That's great. Good lore. Okay, I'm gonna take just, I don't know, 2-minute break, and then I'll be right back. Hello, we're back from break, and we have a vote for the next puzzle. So I will put a poll in chat. Which puzzle next? 1, 2, or 3? So the first one is by Skunkworks. I think this one was, I'm not sure who the authors of it were. It has a pretty 90% rating on LMD. I think it's pretty good. I'm not sure what the difference between some dots and killer cages is. I mean, you can repeat, but why not just make killer cages where you can repeat, right? But I do think that more killer cages is a good idea, and maybe limiting the extent to the killer cages gives a little bit, with sort of the constraint, you have more incentive to do more interesting things. We're getting lots of 3 votes. I wonder. So okay, I see. Yeah, overlap, right? Overlap. I did realize that. You can have the overlaps, right? No worries, grkles. Okay, we'll probably do number 3 then. Okay, I'll end the poll, and I will ping the appropriate people. Oh, you couldn't see a vote. Are you on mobile, Rom? I'm wondering if there's some weird thing about mobile where you can't see the vote. Well, anyways, oh, yeah, mobile. Okay, so it's probably, you can probably get to it, I'm guessing, on mobile, but I'm guessing it doesn't pop up right away, which is probably the main issue with that. So maybe I might have people who are on mobile just sort of say uh, what thing they're voting for, and I can add that to the, although it is sort of anonymous, so you could vote twice. Yeah, it's kind of tricky. Let me reorient the stream here. We're on, and there we go. Okay, it's not right. That doesn't look quite right either, does it? Is that good? Ahoy, mateys! How does the rules look there? I think that's good. Okay. I will reset the timer and we will get going. So this one is a sandwich and German whisper with the German whispers going outside of the grid. So then the digits that are adjacent along the sandwich have to be 5 different, I guess, from the digits inside the grid, or even along the line. So let's just go through. First of all, the German whispers, each digit along the line has to be 5 different. So if we put a 1 here, then we could put a 6, 7, 8, or 9 there. We couldn't put a 4 because that is only 4 different, I guess. No, 3 different. I skipped 5 in my head for some reason, and I was like, yeah, 4 is 4 different. Huh. Doesn't make any sense, but so of course 5 could never go on this line because then you'd have to put a 0 or a 10, and it says the digits 1 to 9, so we can't do that. But when the German whisper line goes out of the grid, I think these numbers can be So it says sandwich sums clue digits are from 1 to 9. So we still have the fact that this can be a maximum of 9, so this can only be 4. Okay, so that makes it a little bit easier to understand the outside clues. So when these German whisper lines go outside the grid, the digits outside the grid correspond to sandwich sums, which are the sum of the digit between the 1 and 9 in that row or column. So if I had a 6 here, for example, and then I had a 1 and 9 like that, then I would have to sum these two digits to 6. If I had a 9 out here, I could do that, for example. So that is the rules of the puzzle. I'll reset the timer again, I guess. Take me 2 minutes and 30 seconds to read the rules. I'll get faster at this. I'll get faster because this is not a long rule set. This is a very simple, elegant rule set, something I love. Okay, so let's start with this very long German whispers line and this one as well, because in row 1, I already said that you can't put a 5 on a German whispers line at all. So where can 5 go in this row? It can only go here. I think that's the sort of one freebie, except for the fact that this 5 now sees this cell. So in this row, those can't be 5, so there's going to be a 5 over here. I'm actually going to turn on Pen Polite so I can tab to different things instead of clicking. Okay, so we can tab now. The other digit that's difficult to put on a German whispers line is a 4 or a 6. If I put a 4 in the middle of the line like this, then on both sides I'd have to put a 9, because there's no other digit that is 5 away from 4 other than 9. So I can't put a 4, and the same thing is true with 6. I'd have to put 1 on both sides of 6, so I can't put 4 or 6 into any of those cells, or that one. I could put it there, maybe. I definitely can't put it into those ones. I could put it here. So 4 and 6 in this row are in these cells. So the other thing to know about a German whispers line is that if you put a low digit, like a 1, 2, 3, or 4, then the next digit along the line has to be from 6, 7, 8, and 9. So there's sort of an oscillating parity to the line, where you have something like this, where this is low, high, low, high. So let's think about this one. If this one was a 4, this would be low, high, low, high, low, high, low. So if this is low, then this is low. We can actually just color this as sort of blues and oranges to represent highs and lows. Yes, they're the same parity on the German whispers line, exactly. There are 4 orange digits in the row, and of course there's 3 orange digits in the row, and there are 4 high digits and there are 4 low digits. So this digit is orange, and in fact must be a 4 or 6, because these two are the same parity, so they can't both be 4. If this wasn't a 4 or 6, then you have to put 4 and 6 here, and 4 and 6 are not both the same parity. So since this is 4 or 6, this must be 1 or 9. And we also know that this is blue, blue, orange, orange. This being a 1 or 9 means that this cell, which is either a low digit or a high digit, is going to be the sum of whatever's in here. Yeah, I'm a little bit ahead of the chat. I wonder if I have the delay set to some weird value. I don't have like anything more than the default. Is there a way to reduce the delay? Because I feel like I'm always ahead of this ahead of the chat, like 5 steps. Maybe not. Because I haven't set anything. in the settings, like to say that I want to be out of the chat by much. I think there's a default of like, obviously I can't instantly deliver my message to you and your messages take time to get to me, but you'd think that, you know, we'd be sort of the same, or there'd be some awkwardness to the amount of time between. But anyways, so one of these is going to be a 1-9. And whichever one it is will have the 3 or 7 next to it, because say this is the 4-6, right? Then this would be a 1-9. Now, imagine this is a 3-7. Well, if this is a 3-7, then around it, we need to put 2-8 and 1-9. Maybe it's easier to see if we do the 3. 8, 3 has to have 8 and 9 around it. Yeah, I don't have it. I'm not sure. But I don't think the delay is too long. Should be like, shouldn't be more than like 500 milliseconds, really. But anyways, so whichever side the 4-6 is on, the 3-6 will be, the 3-7 will have to be in here, next to the 1-9. Huh, okay, 21 seconds. That's pretty long. I feel like that's pretty long. The sum in row 1. Oh, I didn't even realize there was a sum in row 1. So let's think about so wait, so we're gonna have a 1-9 in one of these two cells. So let's think about where the other 1-9 goes. So if we do that, right? We know this has to be a 3-7 because it can't be, the 3-7 can't be over here. So this can't be a 1-9. Okay, now. I'm just waiting to see when he responds. So long. Timestamps aren't very detailed, but it just turned to 27 and it's already 28, so it's already over a minute. Oh, you're trolling me. There's no way you didn't hear it. What? It's so long. The delay is so long. It's like a minute. It's about to be 2 minutes. Oh my word, you're distracted. You're trolling me. I thought you, I thought, okay, so, here, wait, I'll use my, now. Okay, so the point is that this 1-9 can't have a 1-9 next to it, which it couldn't anyway because this couldn't be 0. But the point is that there has to be at least 2 cells between the 1 and 9 in this row. And because there has to be at least 2 cells, and the minimum we can make, actually the minimum we can make these 2 cells is a 3 and a 2. No, a 3 and an 8. Crap. It was like 30 seconds. It was about 30 seconds between, maybe 40 seconds. So that's almost a minute. That's a little bit too long. I'm gonna see if I can fix that next time. But anyways, 3 and 8, that does not work. Oh, that's not the minimum. The minimum is 7 and 2. I don't know what came over me, but so the minimum of these two cells between the 1 and 9 is 2 and 7. So this would have to be a 9. So we actually know now that this digit is a 9 because the minimum is 2, 7. And there is exactly 2 cells between the 1 and 9 in this row, which means that this is low, which means it's a 1, of course, which means this is a 6, and there's a 4 in one of these two, and there's a 9 in one of these two. The 1 will be exactly 2 away from the 9. The 1 will be with a 2 because it will have to flank it, and then this will have to be a 7. So these are going to be 8, 9, and this will be 3, 4. And these are going to be 8 and 9 because if this is a 3, this will be an 8 or a 9, and if it's a 4, it will be a 9. So both of these have to be 8 or 9. This can be, therefore, anything, but it can't be 1 because of the sum, and it can't be 2 cells. So this will have to be a 9, and this will have to be exactly equal to this. I don't even know if I really want to color anymore. I'll color because people like when people color things like this, but I don't really need to color personally. This will be a high digit. Okay, so this is a high digit, but not a 6. And this is a low digit. Oh, again, we have the same point as this. This has to be 2, 3, or 4. So this will be 2, 3, or 4, and this will be a 9. Gotcha. Okay, so this is an 8, this is a 9. This is a 3, this is a 4, this is a 1, this is a 2. This, oh, it's really interesting. This has to be a 9. And of course, these can repeat. Yes, they can repeat as necessary. This can no longer be a 9. So this can no longer be a 4. Sometimes I try to talk too fast and it just goes poorly. There's a 3 and a 2 in here, so this is now a 4, so this is a 4, this is a 9. Can color things again. Now we have a 2 here, so this is a 2. So this can be either 1. Somehow we haven't placed a 9 in this box. These 2 cells are orange. And now we need to look here because we can't put a 9. Oh, actually, this is good. This is really good. So where are we going to put the 9 in this column? Well, we're definitely not going to put it in either of those cells because there's a 9 in the box. And we're not going to put it in this row because there's a 9 in the row. The closest we can put it is here, but can we put it any farther away? Well, since this is a single-digit number, the largest we can do is 9, which means that these would have to be 2, 3, 4 because they can't use a 1. So that is exactly what's going to happen. This is 2, 3, and 4. That's not a 4, that's not a 2. And this is a 9, and this is a 9. These are all blue, which means we have all of our blues for the column, which means this is orange, and this is a splendid puzzle. There's a 9 in one of those 2 cells. So in this box, we need 6. We need another 2, 3, 4. And we need a 5. I'm not seeing that being super interesting. Let's look at this line. This can no longer be a 4 because these two cannot be 9. Either of them, actually. This could be a 6, but it can't be a 7 or a 9. This can't be a 6, obviously, because that would be double 1. So this is 1, 2, 3. Because I think this can still be a 9. Can't be a 6, obviously. This is going to be 2 or 3, though. Okay, so I don't really see that. Oh, we have a sum on this as well. Oh, you said column 4 was interesting. For some reason I read column 5 and I'm like, again, I'm ahead of you. But no, I'm not ahead of you this time. Column 4 has a sum. So this has to be, well, there's no way this can be 1 because this is a single digit number. So this is not 1. So then 1 is in one of these 3 cells. And it's actually not here. Because if it was here, these would be 3 cells adding to a single digit number. The only way we can do that is the same way we did here. Yes, I am ahead of you this time. It's the same way we did here, but then this cell would have to be 2, 3, or 4, and it... Wait, it can be 2, 3, or 4. It could just be this digit. Why did I think that was broken? Yeah, it's keeping people engaged because you're calling the next step, but I've already done it. So I look smart, but you're you're still doing it. Oh wait, there's a 2, 3 pair now. So this is a 1. So then that doesn't really do anything, I guess. And that's sort of just almost a corollary of this. Okay, so these cells are from 6, 5, 7, and 8. Oh, can't be 2, 3, 4 because of this. Duh. Thank you, Math Pesto. So this can't be a 1 because this being 2, 3, 4 and this being a 1 would mean this has no value. Big duh. Big duh. So this is 2, 3, 5, 6. I'm just thinking about the maximum this could be. So if this... I'm not really... If this is a low digit, can't be 1. But that doesn't mean that this can't be a 6 because... Could this ever be a 5? Yes, I think the sum in row 7 is very interesting. Oh, yes, probably. Almost certainly very interesting because there's... Yeah, you can't do... Well, let's say this is not a 9. How on earth is that going to work? There's a... That would be at least 15 plus 5 is 20. I can't put 20 into a single cell. So this is a 9. And we have the same situation we had up here. This has to be the minimum, which is 7 and 2. Which means that we get a 9 up here. And we're also going to get a 9 over here. Let's not forget that. Oh, it could go right. Good point. So Virtual is saying it could go right and then be 2 cells. Can't be 1 cell though. Nine can go in box 9. Thank you. Thank you, Nordy. Yes, I did neglect the fact that, yes, row, this one could, so the 9 is in 2 places in this row. If the 9 is here, there's a 5 in the sum. So this digit is high no matter what. This digit is high no matter what. Either it's a 9 or or there is a 5 in the sum, which means that we're adding something to 5, so it will be higher than 5. So this is going to be, it can't be a 6, because that would need a 1 next to the 5. So it's 7, 8, or 9. These digits, therefore, are, this could be a 4. That could be a 4, actually. No, it can't be a 4, because this can't be a 9. So this is a, I think this could be a 6, maybe. Maybe could be a 6. So let's think about that, maybe. If this is double 1, and, well, you can't have a sandwich sum that's 1. Let's just rule that out right away. There's no way. No, it can't be 1 cell and be a 4 virtual, because there's a 9 in column 8. Yeah, thank you, tall cat. Or not tall cat. Oh my god. Totally normal cat. Totally normal cat. Thank you. The row 7 clue is 9 no matter what, because of the 2-3 pair. Oh, yeah, that's a great point. That is a great point. What are we going to add to 5 to get this total? Well, we can't add 2 or 3, and we can't add 6 because that would get us to 11. So this is 9 no matter what, which actually does nothing, but it's cool. It's cool. Very cool. Okay. So I was actually thinking about 4 in this row, because that's not interesting, actually. Let's look at, so let's make sure that we're looking at these two, because these two are very interesting, especially this one. Because where is the 1 in this row? Well, I'm pretty sure that 3 cells are not going to add up to 2 or 3. So the 1 cannot be on this side of the row. And the 1 can't be here because of our pencil marks. The 1 can't be here or here. So this is a 1-9 pair, as I think Nordy did point out. But I didn't understand what he meant. So now I do understand. And we can now say that these are equivalent. This cannot be a 6. These are equivalent, right? So these are a 2-3 pair, but also these are a 2-3 pair. But if I put a 7 here, then there will be a 3 in one of these two places, because they are a 2-3 pair, and a 3 cannot be next to 7, so this is an 8. Very nice logic. So now I want to think about this. Can this digit, or sorry, this digit, this, I should color these, yeah, thank you. Can this digit ever be in the sandwich that adds to 9? Well, if it was, then this would go up, and then I think you did mention that. I'm going to look. Oh, it was Math Pesto. Sorry, it was Math Pesto. Thank you. Thank you, Math Pesto. I'm giving your credit away. But if this was in the sum, then this would add to, at minimum, 10, and the sum is 9. So this one does not go up, it goes down. Which means there is a 1 or 9 in this domino. Actually, there is a 1 or 9 here, because if this was a 1-9, the sum would be 9, which would mean that this is a 9, which is not going to work, because that would be 3 9s in the column, which means that is a 1-9, which means that the 9 in this column does not go here, so must go there. See, you should have just left it. It would have been fine. It would have been fine. Yeah, so this is a 7 and a 2, so this is a 3. These are not 7s. That can't be a 2. This one can't be anything. This is actually 5, 6, or 8. It can't be 8, though. So it is 5 or 6. So this is 3 or 4. And it can't be 4, even though there's no 4 in the row. It can't be 4 because then that would put a 5 here. And there's a 5 up here. So that's not going to work. So this is 3 or 4, which is actually kind of interesting for this. Because that's going to give us like a little pair in the row. So let's think about where 1 and 9 go in this row. I think. Well, 9 can't go over here at all. Actually, 9 is restricted to actually just 2 cells. 9 has only 2 cells it can be in. So let's just pencil mark that. And 1 can only be in these cells. Row 1. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Nordy. Yes, please tell me when there's something looking at it by Sudoku. That's very helpful. So let's label those up. And oh, that also gives us that this is a 2, that this is a 3, and this is a 3. 3, not 2. So this is blue. Okay, so let's look at what I was looking at before, because 1 can only be in these cells. Now, can 1 ever be here? Well, if 1 was here, then there would be a 5, 6, or 8 in the sandwich, and it adds to 2, 3, or 4. It actually doesn't add to 3, because this can't be in there. And it is a single cell. It must be a single cell, because we can't add to 4 in 2 cells. That would be 1, 3, and there's already a 1 in the sandwich crust. So the 1 is in one of these 2 cells, but if it's ever here, then the 9 will be there, and the sum will be 0. So the 1 is actually just placed right here. That's a 9, that's a 1, that's a 9, and this is a 9, because that would be a sum of 0 again. So this is also a 2 or 4, and there's a 2 in the column, which I did see this time. So this is a 4, meaning that's a 4. See, if I continued this line, I would have gotten that this was a 3, 4 pair. Okay. I would have seen that it was a 3, 4 pair. I wouldn't have gotten it, but it's okay. We got it now. We did get it now. And I'm getting a bit excited by this puzzle. It's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool puzzle. So let me see. We've got all the 9s. Very impressive. And we can get more 1s. I was going to say all the 1s, but we definitely cannot get all the 1s because we get a little... Sometimes Pempa does not like to obey commands. We get a little sort of... I was going to say X-Wing, but it's really not an X-Wing at all. A little double X-Wing on 1s left. And what else do we need in this row? We need 4, which will go here, because there's already a 4 in the other box. And we need 5 and 8, which we can't resolve, so let's just write them in. And down here we'll need 7 and 2, which we can write in, because of that 2 at the top, which I'm very vigilant of. I can see that 2 very clearly, but apparently not the 4. Column 3 sandwich glue will resolve the 1s later. Absolutely they will. Hello, Mega Lamb, or Xenonetix, or... See, now the fact that you have 2 different names that you want me to call you guy is quite like Xenonetix and Xenonetix. Okay, it's confusing me more now. I'm just gonna say Mega Lamb. I'm just gonna say Mega Lamb. Okay, so what else do we have? We have that there's definitely a 2 in here. Oh, there's not a 2 here, which gives us a 2 here, actually. Oh, and there's a 2, if you look at this box, this 2 has been very good to us. There's no 2 there, so that is a 2. There's a 2 in one of these 2 cells. Yeah, Xenonetix. Every high clue has been 9, yes. It's not like we were expecting anything else, really. Have we used all the... We've used all of the, Oh, no, we haven't used this one. this can be a 3 or a 4, or if it's high, it's 6 or 8. We can use column 3 to resolve the ones right now. Okay, well, I'm doing it now, so we'll do it now. So if this is an 8, this could be, it can never be a 1. It can't ever be a 2 because that's not going to work with the sum. It could be a 3. Oh, 6 is never going to work because that will mean the sum is 1. So if it's high, it's 8. If it's low, well, Nordy just told us that all the outside clues are 9 if they're high. But I'm not going to use that. It's 8 or 9 if it's high. So so in here, either this is a 3 and this is a 1. Oh, there's an 8 in the column, so this is not an 8. The more you know. So this is a 1, which means we do have an X-wing, but it's not resolved all the 1s. It also means that if this is a 6, this is a 3 with 9. Four is not quite fixed in this box. I was just looking at that just quickly. If this is 8, though, this could be a 4 with a 5. I'm just doing the 9s first. Okay, 9 first, and then 8 could be 3, 5. So we need to add a 5 in there. Now, is there some reason... No, I don't think there's a... Forgot column 4 was unknown still. Should I know it? Is there a 3? Wait, okay, so wait, if this is a 3, this could still be a 4, 5, though. Yeah, if this is a 3, this could be a 4, 5. But otherwise, this is a 4. 8 would put 3. Oh, yes, you're right. So this is a 9 always. So this can never be a 5. The point that Totally Normal Cat made was that if this was an 8, this would be a 3, and this would have to be 3, 5, which wouldn't work. I was thinking about it the other way. If this is a 3, this is unrestricted. But the other, if you think about it with the 8, then it's much easier to restrict something that rather than unrestricted, of course. Oh, there's also a 3 down here. I didn't see, so I saw the 4s here, but I didn't see their neighbors, the 3. So this is a 3, 4, and that's actually a 3, 4 pair, which means that right here we have 5, 6, and 8. And it's not 8, so this is an 8, which is much closer than we were before. Now, this will definitely have a 3 or a 4, which will tag up with that. And the 5 and 6 will tag up. So what goes here? That will be a 7, no matter what. That's always a 7. So this digit is 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8. It's definitely 3 and 4 up here. So that's a 3. What about 4? Did we get 4 in this box? Not quite. We're down to 2 cells, but actually we can fix it by using this. In here, the 4 is restricted to these 2 cells. Actually, it's just placed right there, so this is a 4. Can we get... Do we have all the 3s? We can place a 3 here, which places a 4 here, a 3 here, which gets rid of 3s in here, which means that this could never be 6. Means there's a 6 over here, which means there's no 6 in here, which gives us an 8 here. There's no 8 there. Row. Oh, I honestly didn't even realize we had a sandwich in column 3. You're absolutely right. Thank you. So this is a 5. That's not a 1, that's a 1. I completely missed that we had a sandwich. I thought we had used all the sandwiches except for this one. I really like how this 3, 4, 5, 6 thing played with this to give us a 7 here and then locking 3 and 4 up here. That was really cute. I don't know if that was in the intended path because it seems like you could probably get that in a few ways, but it was really cute regardless. So let's look at 7 in this box because we can place it right there. We can place 7 here. We can get 7 into 2 cells here and 7 into 2 cells here. It's not resolved yet. Over here, we're going to get 5 and something, but that does resolve this. So that's 5 and 8. This is 5 and 6. Oh, which is resolved. So I don't know why I didn't look at row 6. Oh, that's what this sandwich is doing. Okay, that's cute. So that's 4, that's 6, that's 3. That's 4, that's 3. 3. It's 5, 5. It's a 6, 8 pair. It's 5. Yes, I did see that eventually. So this is 5 and 6. Not quite done with that yet. This is going to be a 7 and a 5. And this is going to be an 8 and a 6. For some reason, I was looking at this box and saying, well, we already have a 6. Like, But no, we don't have a 6 yet, but we can place an 8 in that cell, which places the 8 and the 7, which resolves basically everything. Oh, it doesn't resolve the 2, though. Let's hope that resolves by something else. Otherwise, this puzzle would not be unique. Well, it would be unique. It's quite a unique puzzle, but it wouldn't be unique in a Sudoku sense if this 2 isn't resolved. So this cell is going to be a 5, which also doesn't resolve the 2, but I'm guessing that these will be different digits, so 6 in here is resolved. Okay, perfect. So that's a 2, and this digit is the last digit. It's an 8. Woohoo! That was only 37 minutes. That was a really good puzzle. It flowed amazingly. Especially when you use like things that you've seen. Okay, I'm gonna take another short, maybe longer than 2 minutes, but um, maybe we can just move on to the. Oh no, I'll take a short break and then I'll come back. So I'll be back soon. Hello, Naverio. We're going on break now. You just came in for the last second of that song. Hello. We are back. And I just need to adjust some stuff. So we're going to bring that over there. Bring that over there. And then we will add a little 3 there. And I'll put up a poll. Harmony is pretty looking. Are we going to get a third number 3 vote? Alima's puzzle and Skunkworks puzzles crying because they keep getting outvoted by number 3. Oh, number 1 is pulling ahead. They've called in the troops. 8 votes. If you're on mobile, just if you can't vote for some reason, feel free to put it in the chat. I'll trust. I know Rom was having trouble seeing it in the poll, so. Is that a good thing or a bad thing, Naverio? That you haven't seen it? Or that you haven't solved it? Okay, we've got 9 votes in about a minute. Yeah. 2 has indexing that's based on the parity of the total of the cage. Oh, okay. So I'll end the poll if there's 9 people. It won't show me sometimes how many actual people is watching for some reason. It says that 7 people are watching, even though there's clearly more than 7 people when there's 9 people voting. Okay, so it looks like that was summarized, right? I didn't miss that, right? Yeah, number 1 got the most votes. Summarize. So do the Skunkworks people want to ping their friends, because I don't know who made this puzzle out of this, but feel free to ping the people who are responsible. So whoever shows up is clearly responsible for this. Oh, okay. It won't. It's doing the silly thing where it's funny that you say, hey, if there's not a window that's named exactly the same thing, then just pick the same sort of thing, and then it just doesn't. It's just I'm not just gonna pick anything. I'm just not gonna do anything. Okay, so the rules are pretty simple. There's standard Sudoku rules, so 1 to 9 in each row, column, and box, and standard, which I've never done a sum dots puzzle, but standard sum dots rules. The number in the dot of the brown diamond, crop key. I don't know why it says crop key, but is that just the word for a circle now? Is the sum of the cells it touches. So it's a bit like quadruple that we did. So in these 4 cells, the cells that it touches have to add to 11. The cells that this one touches has to add to 10. but this one is a little different than a quadruple. It's across 2 cells. These have to add to 5. So it's a bit like quadruple and killer cages smashed together or something. I don't know how to describe it, but I guess that's sort of what it is. Thank you, Mega Lamb, for doing that. Okay, so let's reset the timer and we'll get rolling here. So as we were saying at the beginning of the stream, there's a bit of a difference between sum dots and killer cages, but there are some things that are the same. For example, these, obviously, none of these can repeat, so they only have 2 options each. Repeats are allowed, so that's the other thing. Repeats are allowed, and there are overlapping cells now. So there are a few differences. For example, this 10, if this was a killer cage that was 10, this would just be forced to be 1, 2, 3, 4. But since repeats are allowed, like I could make this as low as that's only 6. So 10 is no longer the minimum. 31 though. What's 17? 17 times 2 is 34, isn't it? Or wait. Yeah, 17 times 2 is 34. I was thinking 24 for some reason for a second, and definitely not 24. The 31 definitely needs it. Oh, that's a good point. So let's think of, does the 31 have a repeat? That's actually a good point, Nordy, is to think about, does it need a repeat? And yes, of course it does, because if we did 6, 7, 8, 9, that adds to 30. I do know that because, well, because it does. You can sort of do that quickly if you don't know, because, well, I guess sort of do that quickly is based on 3 cells adding to maximum 24. So I guess you can't do that really quickly if you don't know things like that. But anyways, so this definitely needs a repeat. And it needs to repeat a digit that's at least a 5. No, at least a 6, because it needs to get bigger than it was. Right, so it needs to repeat a 6, 7, 8, or 9. Yeah, I think you can do it with a 6. I know because maths, exactly. Hello, Ambrose, and hello, so there's Zeno, and then there's Xeon. Xeon Risk? Oh god. The X's confuse me. And then there's also the fact that I say Z instead of Z, and I'm sure some people will talk about that at some point. Okay, so you see 2 15 cages. Interesting. I never thought about it like that. Okay, anyways, let's go. Let's start the puzzle. 31 and 10 is overlapping. So 31 is obviously the biggest total in this entire, well, the biggest total in this entire thing, and 10 is the lowest 4-cell total. So what digit is going to go here? What's the biggest digit we can put in this 10? Well, if we repeat 1, and then we put a 2, then that's 4. So the biggest digit this can be is a 6. And Nordy's saying that at least 7, he thinks. So if I did 6, and he's saying for the repeated digit in 31 is at least 7. So if I did 6 plus 6 plus 8 plus 9, that's only 29. You're right. So 7 must be, at least 7 must repeat. Yeah, that makes sense, of course, because if you think about it, we're trying to get above 30, and 30 is 6, 7, 8, 9. So we need to increase one of these values by 1. So if we increase the 6 to a 7, then we have 2 7s and an 8 and 9. That's exactly 31. But if we increase the 8 to a 9, for example, we'd have to decrease one of those other values to the 7 to a 6, for example. But the fact that this is a 6 means that, or 6 or lower, let's note that, 6 or lower, and I doubt it could be 1. Let's think about 9 plus 9 plus 8 is 26, right? So then 31 minus 26 is only 5. So 5 is the lowest digit you can put in this 31. And the fact that this is 5 or 6, and we know that 7 is the lowest that you can repeat, well, that means that this digit is not the repeat. So these two digits are the repeat. And those are 7, 8, or 9. And if this is a 5, we have to do exactly double 9, 8. And if this is a 6, we can't double the 7 anymore then. So we actually can't use a 7 in there, at least. I think we could use, so if we use 6 plus 8 plus 8, we're at 22, which means that we have to use a 9 here. And I think if we use 6 plus 9 plus 9, then we'll have to use a 7. Yes, okay. So this digit could be any one of those three, but these two can only be 8 or 9, which means that down here we have an 8 or a 9. Well, it's definitely not going to go in that cell because 8 or 9 is already greater than 7. And it can't go in any of those cells, which is already a pretty high total. So let's think about that for a second. So if we can't use a 9, what's the maximum we can get to? Well, 30 minus 9 is 21, plus 5 is 26. So that's an easy way to do that. Or you could just do 35 minus 9 is probably easier to do. But 26 is higher than 23. So maybe that's not that interesting. And we can get higher than 26 by repeating things, of course. There's not always an 8 in here, but there is always a 9 in here. So there's always a 9 in one of these two cells, is the point. One second. Sorry, my fiance's work phone is going off for some reason. The caller is just the name of the province that we're from. The logic is identical with the 10. The 10 is connected to the 31, needs a repeat. Right, okay, right. You're absolutely right. So if this is the lowest it can be, let's say this is 5, right? Then these 3 digits have to add to 5. If this is a 6, then these 3 digits have to add to 4. Can you make 5 or 4 in 3 cells without repeat? Absolutely not. The minimum you can make in 3 cells without repetition is 1, 2, and 3, which is 6. So we have to repeat something here. It's going to have to be a 1 or a 2. It is not this digit, so it is this digit. So then this cell is 1, 2, or 3. Thank you, Niverio, for working that out for me before I even did it. So that means that this is a 3 or 4. And that red digit is up here. Now the 11 is much lower than the 23 is higher. So this is probably pretty interesting. So let's think about if there's no 1 in the 11. If there's no 1 in the 11 and we're trying to minimize it, we can do 2 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, which is 10. Whew, that's really high already. And we've done 2 plus 2 plus 3 plus 3. Yeah, 0 or negative numbers. Yeah. Thankfully, there's no 0 or negative numbers in this puzzle. And actually, we also know that there's a 1 in one of these two cells because if this is double 2, there's no way this is not a 1. Because 4 plus 5 is already 9, plus 1 is 10. So there's definitely a 1 in one of these two. So there's no way we can repeat a 1 in the 11. So actually the minimum for the 11 is 1 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4, which is 11. How does that work? No, the minimum is 10. Okay, so the minimum you can do in here is double 2 and double 3. But this gives a bit of a problem with these cells, because now we have 4 cells in this row, which are 1, 2, 3. That's not going to work. So you can't do double 2 and double 3. So what else can you do? Well, you can't do double 2 and double 3 because it's... Wait. So if we did 4 and 3, that would be 11. Okay, this is just bifurcation. I was just trying to illustrate something, but that's just bifurcation. So we can't do double 2 and double 3, obviously, because it doesn't add to 11. But we definitely can't put a 2, 3 here. One of these cells has to be... One of these cells is at least 4. Can it be greater than 4? I don't think so, because if you... Hello, Riff Clown. How's it going? If you made it greater than 4, like if we made this cell 5, right? Then these 3 cells have to add up to 6. But one of 1 and 2 is missing. And you can't repeat a 1 because this can't be a 1 because there's a 1 in the box. So, yes, you did figure out by bifurcation. Okay. So then we could put a 1 over here, which would require this to be double 2. So we couldn't use a 2 then. So if we use a 1 over here, we can't use a 2. So I think that that's not going to work at all. So we would have to do double 2 and then a 3, but that's already 12. So there's no way there's not a 4 up here. There is a 4 up here. So the other 3 cells have to add up to 7, which is either double 2, 3, or it's 1, double 2, double 3. Sorry, it's either double 2, 3, or it's 1, double 3. This cell's number 1 because there's a 1 in one of these two cells. So this one's number 4. The 13 is going to be really hard after this because this cell is going to be large because we already have a ton of low digits in this row. Actually, what are these cells? These are, we know that these are from 1, 2, and 3. We know this is from 1, 2, 3, or 4. So we already have a 1, 2, 3 triplet here, which means this can't be 1 or 2. So this is 4 or 5. We don't have enough low digits to rule out something from there, but it is at least 4. There's definitely a 3 in here. Now there could be 2 3s. Wait a second. Oh, something fishy going on with the reds. Actually, yes, you're right. I forgot to pencil mark that the reds are up here. No, not really that fishy. I don't know, because, but I was thinking, so this can, if this is, I don't know if double 2, 3 will ever work. Yes, okay, I see it. the bleeding obvious, as always, is that there is a 1, 2, 3 triple now in this box. So this digit is a 4. So this is not a 4, which means that this is a 2, 3, which means this is a 1, which means this is a 2. And that's a 1. So that's a 3, and that's a 3, and that's a 2. Okay, that aligns beautifully. So that adds up to 5, which means this has to be 5. This is going to be a 3. Okay, did everyone understand what happened with this? Because this was a little bit, let me go back for a second. No, I think it does make sense with the, because if we didn't use a 4 in here, we'd have to use a 5, and we could never make the other cells add up. So then we have to use a 4. Yeah, okay, it makes sense. It makes sense to me, at least. I'm not sure if it makes sense to everyone else. So this is 5, which means we have to maximize this, which means this is 9 down here. We can get rid of these colors because we already have the digits. This being a 5 means that's a 4 and that's a 2. Okay, so these 3 cells are 6, 7, and 8. And as I suspected, this cell is abnormally high. We can look at this cell because it is the counterpart of this. That's 5, 4, or 3. I was hoping one of those would get ruled out, but apparently not. There's definitely a 1 up here. And there's definitely an 8 on this side, which means there's an 8 down here. Definitely not there. Okay, so there's no 2 in this 13. So we have a minimum of 7, and then a minimum of 3 plus 4. So it's 7 plus, wait a second. No. Okay, can we not use a 1, another 1? If we don't use a 1 in here, that's actually what I did. So if we don't use a 1 in here, oh yeah, you're right. There's a 1, 4 pair over here. Let's pencil mark that before I forget. That's just from these 1s and 4s, pushing 1 and 4 up there. But look here. If we don't use a 1 in these 2 cells, well, actually, specifically this cell, then the minimum we're going to do is 6 plus 3 plus 4. That's 7 plus 7. And that's 14, not 13. So in fact, even though we don't really know what's going on, it needs another 1. So these 2 cells add to 11. Huh, that's kind of suspicious, because these 2 cells add to 11, so this is also 3, 4, 5. But it can't be 3, so that can't be 8. This is 6 or 7, this is 6, 7, 8. These 2 digits are going to be in here. Something to say about that digit going in here. But not too much to say. I'm just going to put 1s down here, and then we will ponder these cells, because those definitely need a 6 and a 7 in them. And the other digit that is not the 11 one. 1, 5, in 15 in 4, 1, 5. 15 and 4 in column 7, 8 can't have a 2 in it. Can't have a 1 in it. You're right. So there can't be a 1 in here. There could be a 2 down here. Does it need a 2 down there? If it doesn't have a 2 down there, down here actually, right here, this is the only cell it could be 2. So if it didn't have a 2, if it didn't have a 2, then this would be 4, 5, that would be 9. And this would be 3, 4, 9 plus 7? Yeah, so this needs a 2. This needs a 2. 9 plus 7 is 16. Oh, this can't even be 4, 5. Because there's a 4, 5 here. So this is actually really constricted. So there's almost certainly a 4 or 5 in here. If there isn't a 4 or 5 in here, then it's 6 plus 7, which is 13, plus 2 is 15 already, and we haven't added this cell, which is at least a 3. So there's a 4 or 5 in here, so these 3 cells are 7, 8, 9. 6, 7, 8, 9. There's a 4 or 5 in here with what? So this is minimum of 3, so that's 5. We could minimize this by doing 4, so that's 9. Plus 6 is, that's it. That is 15. This is exactly 15. Huh. Whack. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Naverio. 2, 3, 4, 5, or sorry, 2, 3, 4, 6 is forced. That's a 5 now. This is a 6, which means that's not a 6. Not a 6, please. So that's not a 5. This digit sees 3, 4, 5, and all the other ones. So that one is a 6, 7. I was looking at that before as a 6, 7, 5 before we got distracted looking at this. But this was productive, so it's good. Can this be a 4? I seriously doubt it. So if we do 4 plus 9 plus 9 plus 8, oh, that's actually more than okay. Never mind. I'll just listen to chat. There's definitely a 4 in one of these two. Yeah, I don't know why this is a 2 on LMD. That seems really weird. Just 1, 3 pair down here. So these cells are 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Those are not 6s. This one's not a 5, so there is a 5 up here. There's also a 6 in this row, which means that there's a 6 up here. Yeah, it is pretty... I don't know why I'm not doing that on stream. Just click solve. Yeah, I should have thought of that. You made a good point, Riff. I'll consider that. Consider doing that in the future. Okay, so I don't know if we want to pencil mark that. You cannot have 8 on the 13. Oh, that's a good point. If I tried to put an 8 here, I would need to make the other 3 cells add up to 5, which would need to be either double 2, 1, which is never going to work, or double 1, 3. Oh, there's a 1 up here, so that's never going to work. So there's no 8 there. That has to be an 8, which means that 8 is in 3 cells here. 8 also can't be on there, so 8 is in here. Yeah, let's just fill in these. So these are 6, 7, 4, and 1. So what's the minimum here is 5, so the maximum here is 8. But you can't even use 1 and 2. So the minimum here is 3 and 4. So we have the minimum being 7, and the maximum, the absolute maximum is, or sorry, yeah, the absolute maximum is 5. No, the absolute maximum is 8, because these are minimum 1, 4. So the absolute maximum is 8, and the minimum is 5, so this is 3, 4, or 5, which means that, well, this can never be, if this is 3, 4, this would have to be 6, but you can't add this to 6. So this is 3, 4, and this is 1, 4. So that's not a 4, that's a 6, that's a 4. That's definitely not a 6, that's definitely not a 9. This is not 3, 4, which means that this is 3, 4. Yeah, I don't believe that some dots are default F puzzles or even implemented in ranks. This cannot have a 9, and this is bringing it down. So that means if we maximize that, we get 4 plus 7 plus 7 plus 5 is the maximum. And I just did 75, which gave me 86. Oh, the maximum 23 can be is 23, so it is that. These are 7s, these are 5s. It's completely forced. So that's a 9, that's a 6, which means that there's a 9 in here, and a 9 right there. And this is a 7, 8 pair. Gives us a 6 over here, which we already had, but, you know. This is a 7, that's an 8. This is going to be a 4, 5. Wait, what? That 13? Oh. Yeah, I totally screwed that up. Sorry. I did the opposite of what I said. Yes, I see you. Sorry. This is still going to be 4, 7, 7, 5. It's still forced. I am. It's just delay. Calm down, guys. It's just delay. It's okay. It's okay. I see you. Yes. There we go. I was doing fine on my own, but you know, it didn't really affect very much. It just did this thing in the middle. But yeah, I definitely shouldn't have done that. That's a 1, not a 4. That's still a 7, that's still an 8. We still get this as a 5 and a 3, which we didn't get before, but we could have. If I was right. Yeah, still forced. The time lapse has collapsed, yes. The time loop, sorry. So this fidget is not a 6, but it is from 5. Okay, it's not very interesting. Yeah, I know. There's quite a bit of lag, I know. I'm hoping to fix that for the future. But yeah, it's definitely a bit laggy right now. So this can't be 1, 6, and it can't be 3, 4. And this 2 says that that's not a 2, so this is a 2, 5, and it goes like that. Yeah, like 30 seconds or more. It's pretty annoying. It's pretty annoying. It's definitely a 3 in one of those 2 cells because of 3's here. Got that already? This is a 4 and this is a 5. Sometimes I want to like wait for you guys to catch up. Like as if I'm watching a stream. Like I want to wait for you guys to catch up. But that doesn't work. Because if I wait, then you're caught up, but I'm still in the future. So this 28 now has 14 on it. So we need another 14. So if we use an 8, we have to use a 6. We can't use a 7, because that's not going to work. So that's going to be a 7. which gives us an 8 here, which fixes an 8 here, fixes a 6 here, fixes a 7 here. That's definitely not an 8 or a 7. There's no 7s over here. In fact, there's a 7 down here, so there's no 7 over here. So there is a 7 here, which means that's a 6 and that's an 8. Those are not 8s. I think there was an easier way of thinking about that in terms of this digit giving us that digit, but whatever. That is a 4 because of the sum dot. Because of some dot. Some dot gave us that information, but... yeah, I did notice that now. The 28. It will... No, the time loop will never end. This is like dark. We keep repeating ourselves. So now 3 in this column must go at the bottom. This must be a 2. And sometimes I get the feeling that like that I'm faster than the stream. Like I've done something impressive, but no, it's just you're just like watching behind a few seconds, so you can, it looks like I'm smarter than I am actually. So maybe I shouldn't say anything. Maybe that's what's going on with the streamers, is that they look like they see the deductions before you, but it's just the lag. Oh, that's not a 6. I was about to put 6 in here. So there's 5, 9, and one more digit. 2. I don't know why that took me so long. So that's not a 2. That's not a 5. That's not a 9. It's a 5, 9 pair, so this is a 6, 7 pair, which is resolved. I don't know how I didn't see this 6, but already celebrating? I'm not even done. This is 4, 2, 5, and 5 and 2 see this cell, so that's a 4, which means this is a 4. This is a 2, 9, which sees a 2, so this is a 9. That's a 2, that's a 5, that's a 9, that's a 5. 5, 7, 9, 8. 8 and 7 go in. This is a 2, which means that these two cells are going to be 9, which goes there, and an 8. I don't think 32 minutes for a... Sam. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I get most things before the chat comes around. Yeah, that was a nice puzzle. It didn't really convince me that some dots are the next big thing, but you know, they're still cool. I still think they're cool, but I'm not sure how invested I am. Maybe not the next big thing, but definitely cool. Thank you for the puzzle, guys. I'm going to take a quick break, get some water, and then we'll come back and vote on another puzzle. I don't have enough. I only had to spend 2 minutes because I can't edit this for some reason outside of like literally streaming it. So we're going to edit this and bring in a puzzle. We are on break, but I'm doing live editing of what's going on. Well, big reveal here of what puzzle it is. I'll put the image first so you can, if anyone knows what this puzzle is before you get the name and stuff, you can say in chat. Oh, it's anti-night. I didn't even know that. Okay, I'm gonna regret this. Why will you not center? Okay, there we go. That's fine. It's a little bit OCD triggering, but it's fine. Can I click OK? You could just go back to the VOD, yeah. Oh, they're all 4 out of 5. Oh my word. What have I done? I don't know if I even want to solve a 4 out of 5 right now. But this is... Is it flips? Cliffs, okay. Yeah, we'll see what cliffs mean. I need some cool music. Oh god, I don't have cool music. Yeah, there's like a setting to determine where it snaps, but it's supposed to be like 10 cells, but it doesn't work. I swear. Uh, I'll add an option of something easier. Okay, I'll add 4 options. So we have 4 options now. Something easier, or one of these 4 out of 5s. Now I get to see who in my audience wants to torture me. They're just 4 out of 5s. They're not like crazy. Okay, we have 5 votes. 12 people viewing? Please confirm if YouTube is lying to me or not. Okay, we have a lot of people voting for number 1, Cliffs, and a lot of people voting for something easy. It's tied right now. Oh, Cliffs went over. I'll leave it for a little bit longer. Okay, see you, Nordy. Thanks for coming out. Your puzzle was great. I loved it. Oh, no, it's fine. I was just wondering about time constraint. Like, I don't know. Sometimes I can't do a 4 out of 5 in an hour, but I have about an hour. YouTube tells you 13. Okay. YouTube always lying to me. Okay, we have 12 votes, 13 people in viewing, so I think I'm going to call it there. And we're going to be doing Darth paradoxes to watching. Stop trolling. Here, I'll ping does anyone know what Darth Paradox's handle is? Because it's not coming up for me. Doxes. Oh, that's true. That seems like almost a tactic. I thought I had this open. Okay, we'll switch to the view. And of course, it's not going to show the puzzle because it hates me. Oh, I can, here, wait. Let me, there we go. There we go. That works. Okay, I just need to switch back to the same one it was before. Watch twice or three. Oh, you mean like on different accounts? Okay, Ambrose. I don't know if Little Ball Purr is going to answer me in time, but maybe he will ping that person when it is ready. But yeah. Just gonna get a quick sip of water and then I'll be okay. Multiple YouTube accounts. Sure, if you want to do that, Riff, that's cool with me. I mean, happy to have more support from the same person. Well, it's just Darth Paradox. I swear I typed that in. Okay. I actually love The Princess Bride, so this is gonna be great. No, he didn't, but I'm drinking water anyway. So it says to ascend the cliffs of insanity to reunite the princess and her beloved. Princess Buttercup. All right. That's enough references to the movie. That's pretty old. Okay, so Riff, you're on your Skunkworks account. Typing, you're having a conversation with yourself now. Okay, so normal Sudoku rules apply. So there are actually 3x3 boxes, even though these weird lines in the grid. Digits along thermometers must increase from the bulb to the tip. So if I put a 3 here, I have to put something higher. It could be a 5 or a 4 or anything above that. Cells separated by a chess knight's move cannot contain the same digit. I was not aware that it was a knight's move puzzle, but it's fine. It's fine to be a knight's move puzzle. But anyways, this is the one that interested me. So the heavy lines are cliff lines. Digits separated by a cliff line must differ by at least 4. So that's basically the same kind of idea as if we had one of these lines and this was a Dutch whispers, that's sort of like the cousin to a German whispers. Then if this was a 1, this would have to be a 5 or higher. If this was a 5, this could only be a 1 or a 9 because that would be 4 away. But it's not Dutch whispers, it's cliffs. So across this boundary, these 2 digits have to be in that relationship. So 1 and 5 would work, but 1 and 3 would be too close together. I guess Little Ball Per likes Knight's Move. He was the one who suggested this puzzle. When a line separates more than a single pair of digits, so that means when the line is continuous. So this set of digits, this set of digits, and this set of digits are more than a single pair of digits. All the higher digits along those differences must be on the same side of the line. So what that's saying is that if we do a 5 and a 1, for example, then we couldn't do a 3 and a 7. Or so, what am I doing? 3 and a 7. He has suggested Nessie, and I have it on my queue, but I just didn't want to do it. Not yet. Okay, so we couldn't have this scenario. This would actually be this would be wrong. We need to have all of the higher digits on the same side of the line as each other. So we couldn't have a low digit over here and a high digit over here. Oh God. Okay. And that's it. That's all the rules. So we have some kind of weird parity thing going on. So we have 5 digits here and here. And all the digits on the same side of the line will be the same high or low parity, except for 5, which can be on both sides of the line. So 5 must be on both sides of the line in this case. Because if I try to do all of these as low digits, I would run out of low digits. So then these have to be 1, 2, 3, 4. These have to be 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, or the other way around, I guess. Oh, welcome back, Nordy. So let's do this, I guess. We'll put gray as 5. So these are opposite parity. So then these, unless these are 5. Oh, if these are, no, even, so if this is a 5, this will have to go 1 or 9. And then this cannot be a 1. It has to be a 9. So then this will be either, could this be 5? No, okay, so wherever the 1 or 9 is, it must be next to the 5. So, cannot have, oh, that's true. I'll get there in a second. So, whichever, yeah, so whichever one of these has a 1 in it, let's just say it's that one. The 5 in this row must go beneath it because it can't go anywhere else. So then that means that this cell could never be a 5, because if that was a 5, this would have to be a 1 or a 9, and then this would also have to be a 5 because the 5 always goes below the 1. So these two cells are not 5s. Crap. And they are definitely orange. And Naverio points out that these two cells cannot be 5s because if that's a 5, none of these cells could be 5, and these two cells cannot be 5 because of Knight's move. So these two cells are not gray. And are not 1 or 9. For the same reason, I guess. So I'm wondering, obviously there's going to be a 5 either in both these pairs, or 1 in this box and then 1 outside. Five, 1, 6. I wasn't saying that it couldn't be a 5 at the bottom, but it can't be a 5 at the top, because if you try to do this, then the 5 in this row, wherever it goes, we'll put a 1 above it. No, it can't, because there will be 2 1s. Sam, you're being anti-helpful. Okay, so these are, okay, so these, I'm wondering. I don't think 5 can be sandwiched between two cliffs if the cliffs are longer than one cell. Oh, that was a real point? You can't have 5 oranges. Oh, in box 8. Thank you. Okay, I did not real. Thanks. I thought you were literally saying that in this row, one of the cells is orange. Or one of the cells is gray. And I was like, come on, like that's not even a hint. That's just you're just being anti-helpful. Right, okay. So this is blue. Um, oh, this is beautiful. No, no, it's not beautiful. It's close to beautiful. So I think this is what's going to happen. So if this is a 5, I can see that this can't be a 5. Now it would be really nice to force 5 into one of these cells, like one of these sides. I don't know why. I just felt like it would be nice. Oh, wait, there's 5. Oh, same point. I'm sorry, I shouldn't clap because of the microphone. But same point as Sam's point. In box 8, there were 5 oranges or grays, so one of these two had to be gray. So these couldn't be gray. Now, in this row, we now have 5 blue grays, so these two must be orange. Because one of these will be gray. So this one has to be orange or gray. This one has to be blue or gray. Now, it would be nice to know that if there was a 5 in here, that would be nice to know. Because then we would know sort of what Nordy was saying. If there's a 5 sandwiched between... If there was a 5 here... Oh no, that could be like that. So actually it would be nice to know that there's not a 5 here, because then this would be orange or gray. Huh. Row 7. Okay, that's actually what I was thinking about. No, I think that's okay, because you could do this. Nordy, you could do that. Oh, no, you can't do that. Because then this will be high. And then this will be low. Oh, okay. Wait. Yes, you're right. You're absolutely right. So there's no 5 in here. That's the point. That's the point. This is really nice, actually. So we have a digit. We have a digit. This is a 5. So that's not a 5. I think that is right. These two digits are here. So there is a 1 or 9 here. That's true. So this is a 1 or 9. It's definitely a 1 or 9 in these runs. We definitely know these are orange or gray. What do we know about these ones? Oh, because of anti-knight. Oh, that's a good point. Right, right, sorry. This has to go here. Because this one sees that. That cell by knight's move. Oh, no, it doesn't. What? No, it doesn't. This one sees those cells. Because of anti-knight, where if row 9, column... Oh! This one sees that one. So this one is that one, which means this one is that one. Whew. Okay, so then this one is not that one, so it is that one. Row 6, column 2 is not gray. Oh, because it sees 5 by knight's move, right. This is why I hate knight's move. So this is blue, or it can't be gray, of course. So it's blue. Flash it? Do I really need to flash these ones? They're all 1 and 9. Row 7. Oh, of course. I feel like you guys are even though I'm behind now, or I'm still in the future, you guys are still solving the puzzle. Okay, so this is now a 5, which sees these cells by knight's move. This cell is blue or gray, which means that this is blue or gray, which means we have orange or gray here. That's only 4. Getting close, but not quite. This one is... it could be 5, couldn't it? Let's look at 5 in this row, maybe. 5 can't go in those two. 5 can't go here or there or there. Yeah, I'm not seeing that. I'm not seeing what to do with that. Okay. That can't be gray because this one sees that one by knight's move. So this is what we have to do, huh? Okay, so... now I'm wondering... so if I put the 4 or 6 in one of these cells, it can't go with the 1, 9, so it has to go with the 2, 8. And that will be the same on both sides. So one of these, one of the ones that doesn't have 5 on it, must be the 3, 7, right? But then I'm wondering about this. Because what happens, could this, if this is the 3, 7, do you hear the wee woo, wee woo, wee woo? Let me just think about that for a second. If this is 3, 7, this cannot be a 1, 9 because there's already a 1, 9 here. Could be a 2, 8. Oh, wait. No. Think about it. Think about the other way. There is 2 3, 7s in here. There's 2. There has to be 2. So could we put 2 3, 7 pairs into box 8? Well, that would be 4 cells with 3 and 7. So no, we can't. So this is a 3, 7, which sees this by knight's move. So this is a 2, 4, 6, 8. And if that was a 4, 6, think about it. If that's a 4, then we have to put 8 and 9 around it, because those are the only digits which are 4 away from 4, but the 9 would already be taken. So this is a 2, 8, and this is a 4, 6. Okay, so one of these is 5 and one of these is 3 or... Wait. No, not 3 or 7. Sorry. 2 or 8. And then one of these is 1 or 9, and the other one is 4, 6. Is this stream still up? No one's talked forever. For forever. The stream is still up, but people are just not talking, I guess. Or at least it's up for me. I hope it's up. This is a 3, 7 because we have no other place for 3, 7 in the box. This is a 3, 7 for exactly the same reason. So over here we have 2, 8 and 4, 6. 2. Okay, so hello, Thomas Miles and Carl. I haven't seen either of you in the chat before. Oh! Bang! Look at this. Look at this. One of these two is definitely a 2, 8, right? So how could this be the orange 2, 8? That would see both of these by knight's move. So there's no way that this can be a 2, 8. So that's a 5. Are you all happy with your choice of the Cliffs of Insanity? I'm actually pretty happy. This has been kind of nice so far. You hear and see the stream. Good. Okay, so, oh wait. I did 1, 9 on both of those. That shouldn't be a 1, 9. That should be... We are quiet because we're liking your work. Okay, good. So this is... That's not a 1, 9, that's a 4, 6, right. I don't know how I put in 1, 9 on both of those. So this is, there's a 3, 7 over here and a 2, 8. You're like a knight's move savant? I am really not. I am definitely not a knight's move savant. Yes, I did have a mistake, but I fixed it right now. So there's a 4, 6 in one of these two. If that was a 4, 6, this would have to be a 1, 9, 2, 8. That would have to be the 1, 9, that would have to be a 2, 8. Oh wait. Is that right? There's a 4, 6 in one of these two. If this is the 4, 6, this has to be a 2, 8, this has to be a 1, 9. But then what's going to happen over here? This is going to be a 3, 7. Oh, I got my parodies confused. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have been doing that anyway. You chose something easier. Okay, well. 2, 8 pair in box 8 looks into row 3. Row 3. Oh, you mean the bottom row. Okay. The 2, 8 pair looks down row 3. Oh, the 2, 8 pair here. Oh, it's just like this one. Remember, this one saw these two. So just like that one, this one sees these two. So that can't be a 2, 8. So this is a 2, 8, and this is a 3, 7, which means that this has to be either a 2, 8 or a 1, 9. Or wait, it could also be a 3, 7, but it can't be a 3, 7 because of the row. There's a 3, 7 down here, though. Doesn't reach there. This 4, 6 is still in one of those two. Blue 1, 9 in box 9. Oh, you're absolutely right, Xenon. So that's a 1, 9 because this one sees those two. So this is 2, 8, 4, 6. There's no way this is 4, 6, is it? It could be. I think it could be. There's no way. Okay, wait, so no, if this is 4, 6, then this can be. There's definitely a blue 1, 9 over here though, because of these two. But I think any of these could be 2, 8. Error in row. Oh, okay, yes, yes, yes. Row 8, column 1 sees into box 9. Oh, yes, beautiful, beautiful. That is so helpful. This 4, 6 says that this is not 4, 6, so it's 2, 8. So now we have all our 2, 8s for the row, so that's not a 2, 8, and this is a 4, 6, which is just what we were looking at before. That's not gray. That can absolutely be gray or blue. This 1, 9 in these two cells sees quite a bit of this box. Actually, it's placed right here because these two cannot be the same parity, and all these cells are ruled out. This one by knight's move, and these two by parity. 5 in row 6 is restricted. So 5 can't be there, but I don't see. Oh, this can't be a 1 or a 9. So this can never be 5. So 5 is placed right here. Very nice point, Naverio, as always. So there's only one more orange left in this row, so it has to be there, and these have to be blue. This 2, 8 sees this cell by knight's move, this cell by Sudoku, so it must be placed here. So that's a 2, 8. This 3, 7 sees that cell, so this is a 3, 7, and this is a 4, 6, which is great because it's next to a 1, 9. Yes, the 1, 9 looking at this cell is very nice. Oh, and also because if you put a 5 here, then this has to be a 1, 9 pair, but there's already a 1, 9 in the row. There's another way to see it. I got that. Oh wait, no, I didn't get that. This is definitely a 2, 8 for sure. This is definitely a 2, 8. I was getting that in a second. I saw it, but I didn't say it yet. I promise. So this is 3, 7, 1, 9, and 4, 6, and they are all blue. Which seems incredibly sus. Oh boy, things are coming in fast. Gray in box 2. Yeah, for sure. Blue 1, 9 is placed in row 6. Oh, is it? 1, 9 can't be there, can't be there. Oh, this 1, 9 sees that cell by knight's move, so this is a 1, 9, very nice. Oh, also this is a 4, 6, and the 2, 8. Oh, it didn't see it quite. This one can't be the 2, 8 or the 3, 7, so it's the 4, 6. This one can't be the 3, 7, so it's the 2, 8, and this one is the 3, 7. This one is the 4, 8, which we knew, or 4, 6, which we knew forever ago. 4, yeah, 6, I got that. This one is actually really interesting. It can't be 4, 6. And it can't be 3, 7. So it is, oh wait, it's 2, 8 or 1, 9. Do we know what it is yet? I don't think we know what it is. But this one is also 2, 8 or 1, 9. So up here we only have gray and orange. So up here we're gonna have the 3, 7. Orange 2, 8 and 1, 9 can be placed in box 4. So there's definitely 2, 8s looking in here, which And this one looks by Knight's Move, so that's an orange 2-8. The orange 1-9 is already placed in that box, but you said it can be placed in this box as well. Yes, it can by Knight's Move. This is the problem with Knight's Move on stream. There's too many deductions. Box 5 blues are disambiguated? Oh, this one sees that one by Knight's Move, right. This one sees that one by Knight's Move, so that's not 1-9. Blue 2-8 is in one of these two cells. Blue 3-7 is over here. Let's think about this. So over here we have blue 3-7 and orange 4-6. So 3-7, 4-6. If this is orange 4-6, this is going to have to be either the 2-8 or the 1-9. Can't be the 2-8, so it would be the 1-9. Row 5, column 7 sees everything else other than 4 and 6. It sees those two, it sees that one, it sees that one, it sees this one, it sees this one. Yeah, it definitely sees 5. So it's 4-6, but it's not determined which one. So this has to be 1-9 or 2-8. And it can't be 2-8, so it's 1-9. So it's blue. So this is orange, and this is orange. So this is blue, which means that this is the 4-6. Blue 2-8 and orange 2-8 on the thermo, but order unknown. Why can't we have 5 on the thermo? Oh, over here. What's here? What's in this column? We have a 3-7. Oh, this cell sees both 2-8s. So this is the 3-7, and that's orange. That sees that cell. So that one is over here. I was hoping to get it. Well, maybe we can get it through this one. Not quite. Not quite. 5 in box 6. Yes, it's just placed by Sudoku. So then 5 in this box is in one of these two cells. Up here, what do we need? We need 4, 6, 5, and 1-9. This 4-6 sees that cell and that cell. So this is the blue 4-6 in the column. And the 5 sees that cell, so that's the 1-9, and that's orange. So that is a 5. Row 5, column 2 is 5. It's a naked single. So it sees all these, obviously. It sees that. Oh, it sees this by Knight's Move. That's all of them, right? Oh, this one too. So that's a 5. So this has to be 2-8 because it sees 3-7, 1-9, and 4-6. That's definitely not a 5. 5 in this box is over here. Row 3, column 4 is also a naked single. Okay, let's look at it. So it's definitely orange. And it's 4, 6, or 2, 8. No, 4, 6, or 1, 9. Why is it a naked single? Oh, because there's a 4, 6 looking at it. I was looking for a 1, 9 to look at it. I don't know why. This is 5, 4, and 6. This is a 2, 8. This is a 3, 7. What do we need up here? We need we need this digit, which is ruled out of those two cells. So that's a not blue, but an orange 3, 7. In these two cells, we need a 1, 9, which is blue, which we can't determine. And we need a blue 3, 7, which we also can't determine. Very nice. Those are both blue, though. So over here, we need, maybe here. Here is probably easier. Row 4, column 1 is an orange 3, 7. Again, naked single. So it sees all of these. It sees that one. And it sees that one. So that is an orange, yes. So there's a blue 3, 7 over here, which has to go at the top, which fixes, no, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. This one is given that's going to be a blue 4, 6. Which means in this box, the blue 4, 6 is right there. It's also just in the box. The 1, 9 is in the box. This one is a 3, 7. It's orange. This one is also a naked single in its row. It's a 4, 6, and it's blue. That's all the blue 4, 6s. Up here we have 2 and 8. And one more digit, we have 4, 6, which is orange and not seen. 6, okay. Row 4, column 7 looks into the, oh, this one, this pair, I see. Okay, so that is, that not 1, 9 sees this 1, 9. So this one sees that. So this is fixed. Which means we can probably place the rest of these. That's a 3, 7 and is blue. The 1, 9s have to, that's a 1, 9. Oh, and that's going to resolve everything. Because that's a 5, which means that's a 5, which means this is a 6. Which is going to resolve pretty much everything. Okay. What's the best way to do this? Okay, so let's just, I guess we'll just do them by hand. Because I can't right-click them or double-click them. It's not going to work. Oh, I can actually double-click one of the pairs. So if I do all the 1, 9s, for example, the blue 1, 9s as 1, then I can double-click that one. Okay, and then I click 9. But if I do it on that, then it's going to do all of them, which is annoying. Those are 7s. These are 3s. Control clicking. I don't think you can do that systematically. Those are 2s. and these are 8s. Okay, these are not 4s. Up here we need 7s, which are placed. That's a 7. We need a 2 and an 8, which of course is not resolved. This one is a 9. It's a 9. And this one is also a digit. It is going to be a 6. So that's a 2 or 8. Right. As people are pointing out, 2 is in fact less than 8. Thank you. So that's a 6, and that's a 2. Yeah, I would say that's actually 3 out of 5, to be honest. I don't think that was, like, anything brutal. I mean, like, anti-night is always kind of hard, but, you know. It was a pretty clean solve. I mean, I really liked the opening. I think it's 3 out of 5. I don't think it's 4 out of 5. I don't think there was anything in there that was too hard. Okay. I'm glad people agree. Yeah, gas. It's gas. Easy. I did have a combined chat to solve through it, but everything, like most of the things that the chat saw were like naked singles and just knights move things, really. And that was just like, I would have found those eventually, but I guess it's skewed because, you know, there are a bunch of people in chat saying, look here, look here. Yeah, maybe it's skewed. I'm wondering if I should do one more. Okay, let's try to end the stream. Does anyone have like a nice puzzle that they'd like to see streamed, like a kind of easy puzzle? No knights moves. You can send it through Discord if you'd like. I do have some easy puzzles, but no, not messy. What's Hillside? What is that? What's the rule set, Megalam? Yeah, that would be helpful to make sure it's not broken. We have two options. Both of them are German whispers. One of them is Late Christmas by the Kagi Show, and the other one is Hillside by Xenonetix. I'll give a vote because I don't know what one to do. You both sent it at the same time. I was just going to pick the first one, but you sent it at the same time. So we have Late Christmas, which is just a pure German Whispers. It's 2 out of 5. And then we have Hillside, which is 2-cell arrows with German Whispers. And it is also 2 out of 5. It has 22 solves on the archive. Lots of exceptional puzzles, lots of beautiful logics. So I'm fine with solving either of these. Late Christmas is 60%. Hillside is 56%. It looks like, to me, it's 10 viewers. I'm not sure if it's more or less or 2.5. Okay. It looks like Hillside. That's what we're doing. I'll do Late Christmas at the start of next stream. I'll observe it so I don't forget. Okay. So we have 2-cell arrows, which are 3-cell long, and they can't repeat. So 3 cells add up to, at most, 24. So these are all either 1 or 2. And these are on German Whispers lines. Oh, I should say, well, these arrows, the pill, add up to the arrow. So if this is 17, then these 3 digits have to add up to 17, like so. Yeah, I might have gotten 50-50. And then German Whispers have to be 5 different. We just did a Dutch Whispers, but I'll do Sup Abdul. Nice to see you in chat. They have to be 5 different, so if you put a 4 here, you'll have to put a 9 there. If you could put a 3 here, you could put an 8 or a 9 here. But we now know that these digits are low digits, so how do you know they can't be 30? Because 7 plus 8 plus 9 is only 24. And they're all 3 cells long. Right? Am I missing something? Well, even if they could be a 3, they're still the low digits, so we're just going to label these as low and high. Oh, he's memeing. Okay. If there are 5 digits in a row, then one of them is 5. I thought you were memeing then. Whenever you're memeing, I don't think you're memeing, and then when you're not memeing, I think you're memeing. Memeing. Meme, I think he's memeing. No, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay to be obnoxious. I'm just getting rid of some obvious not candidates. For example, 4 can't go in the middle because these would be double 9, whereas 4 could go here because these could be double 9, and they wouldn't see each other in the box. Right, okay, right. Bring down the collective IQ. So the maximum these two some do is 7, plus a 9 here, which would be impossible anyways, would be 16. So this is definitely a 1. So these now sum to does this digit have to be very high? So the minimum this could be is 12. If I want to make this 12, and if I use 3 and 4, 7 plus 5 is 12. So I think this has to be 5 or higher. If I made that a 4, this would add to 9. Yeah, so that's not going to work. You'll sit quietly? Okay. 3 is placed in box 9. Okay. Yeah, it's hard to know. Sometimes it's hard to know. So what about this one? So this is high, which doesn't really restrict this as much. Can't be a 6, obviously. It can't even be a 7 because one of these is going to be a 3. This is 7, 8, or 9. Let's just fill these in too, I guess. That could be 6. Could also be 6. Could also be 6. That can't be 6. So there's something. Track 5s. That's a good idea. So 5 can't go on a German Whispers line because if you do, then you have to put a 10 or higher. So in this box, 5 cannot go in any of these cells, so 5 is in here. In this box, more importantly, 5 is there. So that's a 5 and that's a 5, which means that this either sums to 12, which is the absolute minimum it could sum to, so it does sum to 12, which means this is a 9, and this is a 9, and this is not a 9, and that's not a 9, so that can't be a 4 either. And this is a 1, so these have to add up to less than 8. 8 or less. It's okay, girl. That was a good effort. But we figured out now that it is. Oh wait. Now we figured out the parity on this line. That it is indeed going to be 12. So these are all high, and these are all low. And neither of these can be 6 or 9 because they are connected to a 2, which cannot be 5 away from 6, and they see a 9. So that's a 7-8 pair, which means that this is a 6. Which means this has to be a 1. These cannot be 1s, which means these cannot be 6s. Oh yeah, it could be 18. I don't know why I was thinking this is 10 already. I have no explanation. Okay, so what we are looking at now is this cell, which cannot be 6 for multiple reasons. 1, because these are in the same row, and 2, because there's a 1 looking at these cells. So that's a thing. There's a 7-8 pair in this box now, which means these are a 4 and 6, which means this is a 1, 9, which means it's a 9 because it sees a 1. So this is a 4, this is a 6. That means this is low. It has to be 2 or 3. This has to be 6, 7, or 7 or 8, 7, 8 or 9. 7, 8 or 9. This is 2, 3, or 4. So there are 1 low digit, 1 high digit in here, obviously. Could be lots of things, I guess. Oh, 4 in this box is in one of these two cells, so 9 is in one of these two cells. Row 8, column 7 is a 9. Oh, yes, yes, this can't be a 4, so one of these two is a 4, so this must be a 9. Oh, in fact, this can't be a 4 because it's connected. So this is a 4. Hello, Malcolm Coleman. I haven't seen you. Oh, Malarog. I thought your name was different. Oh no, I think is your image different now? I think your image is different now. One of these is 5 and one of these is a high digit. These two can't be 9, so this can't be a 4 anymore. 4 in box 4. Oh, yes, there's a 4 in the row. Right, of course. So this is a 4. So that's a 9. So this is 2, 3, 7, 8. So this can't be a 4 or a 6, but it can be pretty much everything else. Oh no, it's only 2, 3, 7, or 8 because it sees 1 and 9. Row 4, column 4 is known. Yes, it is, because it has a 3 on the line, so this must be an 8. So that's not an 8, which means that neither of these could be a 3, because if they were, then this would have to be a 7, and that would not work. So then there's a 3 in here. So in this box, there's a 3 in one of these two cells. Over here, we have 3, 2, and 5. These either sum to 8 or 9. 8 or 9. And they can't sum to 9, so they sum to 8. So this is an 8. Wait, no, sorry, this is the 7. And there's also an 8 in the box. That's another way to know that. So this is a 7, so this is an 8. Use the digits that are in the box. So since this would be a 7 if this was a 3, that can't be a 3, so this is a 3. Which means that row 3, column 3 can't be a 2, because if it was, I'm not sure why not. If this was a 2, this would be a 7, this would be 2. Oh, these would be 12. So this would be 12, which would have to add up to 2. Or sorry, 3. And that can't work with 2 and 1 in the row already. So this can't be a 2, so this is a 2, this is a 7, this is a 1, this is a 3, which means this is a 4, that's a 9. That's not a 9 or a 7 because of the column. So that's an 8. And because of the 3. This is a 2 now. Oh, that one is a 2. That's not a 2. And these are... waiting for Sudoku to happen. Oh, you were ripped off by Nordy. Did you... was that planned? Yeah, the row 6 Pharaoh is resolved. I don't know why I didn't resolve it, but yeah, it is resolved. I knew that, but didn't use it for some reason. It can't be a 1 or a 2 because of this one and this one, so that's a 4. So this also adds to either... Oh, I did have a... I had a 2 looking right here for forever, and I didn't use it. You're absolutely right. This is 8 and... what's the other digit? 6. And these two are 1 and 7. That's not a 7. Yeah, I figured it was known, but I... okay, so it can't have a 4 in it. So if it adds to 8, it's 3, 5, or 6, 2. Oh, there's a 7. Look. This 8 looks at the 7. So this adds to 8. This can't be a 2, so it's not. And there's a 3 here. So this is a 5 and this is a 3. So that's a 1. So this is a 2, which means that can't be a 6, which means there's a 7, 8 pair. So that's not 7 or 8. Which means that 7 is here because of these 7s aligning. Where does 7 go in this column? It goes right there. Is this 7? Row 6, column 3 sees up. Yes, yes, it does. I think you can see that I'm starting to get a bit tired from the puzzles. So this is not 1, so that is 1. Down here we have 5, 6, and 3. Should not resolve. There's definitely a 5 in here. There's a 9 at the bottom because of these 9s and that 9. There's 3s looking up here, which places a 3 at the top. So 3 in one of those 2 cells. Surely the 7 here helps. Yes, it does. There's a 7. Oh, there's a 7 actually placed at the bottom here. So that gives us the 8 and the 7, which gives us the 1 and the 7, which means there's a 1 in one of these 2 cells and one of these 2 cells, and those are the last ones. And these are the last 3s. Surely this 8 does something. Oh, this is an 8. So this is not a 7 because there's a 7 in a row. Got it, got it. There's an 8 up here, I guess, which aligns with this 8, which is in here, I guess. So then there's an 8 at the bottom here because there's no 8 in any of these cells and no 8 there. Or where does 8 go in this row? It goes right there. So that's a 6 in that thing. That's an 8, which doesn't resolve this. Okay, so what do we do now? We look at this row and we say that it needs a 2, which is not placeable, or a 6, which is also not placeable. Okay, so 2 and 6. 9 in box 1. I'm sure it's placed right there because there's 9 here and 9 in these cells. 8 is placed in row 3. Got it. Got it already. 3, of course, is in this cell or this cell, but then the other digits we need are 5, 6, 7, surprisingly, which is actually placed right here, giving us a 3 here, and then that 5, 6 pair is left over. Did that all on purpose. So then this is the last digit in the box is a 4. So at the top here we need 8 and 7, it looks like. Oh, nice. So that's placed. That's a 8 and 7. I think we've got all the 7s now. We've got all the 8s now. We've got all the 1s. Oh, no, we haven't got all the 1s. We got all the 3s. That's the one we got. There's definitely a 5 at the top of this column. 9 in box 3. Well, we have 8 9s, so we should be able to place the 9 here. 5, 6 pair in this row, or in this column. Column 5 has a 1. Ah, there's a 5 in column 1. Or sorry, column 5. So this is a 6, that's a 5, that's a 6. That's a 5, that's a 5, that's a 6, that's a 2, that's a 6. This is a 1, 2. This is a 1, 5, which is resolved. This is 1, this is 5, this is 1, this is 2. That's a 2. And this is 4. That's a 4. And this is, again, this is a 6. So then we can place 6 here. And finally, a 2. Yes. Yeah, I should look into the delay. because there's a lot of delay. I'm done for like at least 40 seconds before people are like, yay, we're done. Oh, that's the one thing I forgot to do. I forgot to make an outro sort of screen. I have the be right back screen, but I need to make an outro screen so that after the solve I can be like outro and not just sit here awkwardly being like, so stream is done, I guess. Yes, I did enjoy. Nice, very nice puzzle. Smooth solve. As I could probably do it a little bit faster if I wasn't um blind. So we did Cliffs of Insanity, we did Sunrise, we did the puzzle by grkles and the 12-year-old girl, we did U-boat sandwiches, and we finally finished off with Hillside. So that was a pretty successful stream. We did, I wasn't counting there, but we did 5 puzzles. Many more than the last stream where we did 2 puzzles. And one of them was really hard. So 4 out of 5 is probably the sweet spot for streaming, I guess. All right, now time for the awkward. We're done. Thank you all for coming. I really appreciate it. Thank you for your votes and your. It was fun puzzles this time. Yeah, 3 for the first stream, 5 for this one, and 2 for the last one. I think I'll see if next time we can think about doing a setting sort of thing, because we've been doing solving things all the time. But yeah, Christmas next time, but then we might do a setting thing in between. We'll see. Have a good one. Goodbye, everyone.